Kit Lambert decided that I should meet Jim Morrison when he came over. Uh, they were playing in England, and so we were in Soho. They
Hmm.
arranged for me to. They said be in this. It was sort of coffee and drinks place, and so if you get there at 10:30,
Okay.
Jim will be. So uh, they arranged us a little room upstairs, but it had its own bar, and so came in, and there was a radio going, and so there was Jim. Hey, Jim. Hi. And then, uh, and then Jim said, "Who's that singing on the radio?" So I listened. I don't know. And he said, "Ah." And then he got up and left. And that's all we ever said to each other.
Really? What now? When was that in his career? Like how?
I think that was about, it would have been either late 68 or actually 69.
Okay.
And I remember they they came over at the time when he was performing on stage, The Lizard King.
Yep.
I am the Lizard King. Um, so I think that might have been nearer at least end of 68, but maybe even early 69.
Curious because it always felt like in obviously it's been so publicized, like because of his drinking and stuff, that there was almost two or three versions of him. And the more he got into the rock star version, he became that. I think at some point he may have enjoyed at the beginning, maybe the parody of the unleashing of that inner demon that he couldn't be in regular life. Like someone like you could just like let out who you are without needing it. But for some shy, introverted people, they needed it. And you lived through the
Yeah,
70s. I mean, how many people have you watched vanish that you knew because of that? And that's why you've thrived because you didn't need that, you know.
no,
But I wonder if that was the balance of him. He was either on 120% or the shy guy that was trying to write his poetry and read. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that fine balance because without that, he wasn't the same guy. He was either performing or in his head, but he
yeah,
wasn't
and
this.
he wasn't actually really engaging, and
Right.
I didn't. Um, I remember one other band that I met who
Yeah.
had opened for him, and they were in the dressing room, which was more of a kind of warehouse thing. And in
Yeah.
it were the tools, and there was a big uh, reel or what roll of the barbed wire fence.
Hmm.
And so they were in there talking, and they were sort of in the middle of the room because they were all at the equipment. So they were in a sort of not a circle exactly, but
Right.
an enclosed space. And so he came in, kind of nodded, and just then started to walk. And so after a while, they, uh, uh, well, and so they started talking amongst each other. And before they realized it, he felt
Yeah.
the fence, the wire fence, that
Yeah.
has the nice sharp points out, surrounded them by it and sort of tied off the bit of metal here, with his fingers, and walked out of the room. that was his communication with them.